Hi, my name is Ada. I'm a fashion brand founder. I launched my brand f.a.v. almost 6 months ago. I want to share my experience, but I don't want to sound like a businesswoman or like sharing my professional experience to help you to start. I actually want to make it as a diary, maybe relevant for your experience in this industry, because I was thinking about starting my fashion brand as long as I remember myself. I have an experience in fashion industry up to 10 years actually. I used to work as a fashion designer in mass market brands. Then I started to do a 3D fashion. I'm originally from Russia, then I moved to Ireland, Dublin, and then I moved to Switzerland. And when I moved here, I wanted to find a job. I couldn't find any, so I decided to be back to the physical world and the real fashion. I thought a year ago that maybe having my fashion brand actually a good opportunity for me to make some money, to find some friends. So if you want to hear a bit about my experience, and maybe you want to start your fashion brand, or maybe you want to start your business, and maybe you also struggle and don't know what to expect, I think you might be able to recognize yourself in my fears, fails, and achievements. So yeah, and I'm gonna read it because I've made a list, and I think we'll start from cons. So my first gonna be is language. I'm not a native speaker of English, and also I'm living in Switzerland, where people officially speaking German, French, Italian, and also Swiss people do not speak actually German. They speak Swiss German, and I would call it like a completely different language. So if you speak German, you would not understand or be able to speak with Swiss people because they actually use Swiss German. So the language barrier is huge. Also, I have a small production in Italy and I do not speak Italian. And I actually don't think that learn all that languages would help me very much. But I always afraid to make a mistake in English, that somebody will cancel me. I will say something that means different, that means in my native language, or just make a stupid mistake. Sometimes I even have like worries that I would say something stupid and some, I don't know, girls or boys from TikToks will cancel my brand. And this fear actually stopping me from express myself in social media and express some ideas that I want to show from my brand, because I don't want my brand to sound stupid. And I forgot to mention that today I'm wearing my trench coat from my spring summer collection, and it's gorgeous. I love it very much. The next cons, it's living in foreign country, and I do not think it's a big cons in general. Being an immigrant don't make it impossible for you to start a business, but it's much more difficult to feel your audience and know what they are missing and what they actually feeling. And it's very difficult to know, and it's very important to know. That's why you can't build your marketing strategies on these emotions, because it's just not understandable for me, I'd say. And also Switzerland, I'm feeling that Switzerland audience are not very engaged with the content that you are making and with your social medias and with you. Nobody's gonna talk with you on the streets. Nobody's gonna say hello. So I would say it's harder than in any place where I used to live before. I can imagine there are many places at that level of engagement, or even more harder to engage, but I'm talking about my experience and this is it. And the next cons for me It's just my experience, and this is marketing. Oh my God. I'm not even sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly. Marketing. Yes. So I'm not. I'm just not. And actually, this video was in my marketing plan about how to spread the awareness about my brand on internet, and that video should be more like, hello everybody. But then I understood that actually I'm not that kind of person. Yes, I'm not good with marketing. So what? I'm a good designer, I'm a good photographer, I have so many talents, and marketing is not in the list. And if I would hire somebody, when I would have a budget for hiring somebody, that would be a person who really understands and love marketing. I really have struggles with promoting my brand, and this is like a huge deal. And I think actually, if you have more talent to marketing, you actually would higher chance to succeed, even if you are not very talented as a designer. Well, yeah, this is how social media works and business works. So I am studying marketing for almost 2 years. When I decided to build a brand, I understood that I'm gonna fail with Instagram. And since that moment, I'm studying, I'm learning, I'm trying, but it's not coming from my heart. It's not coming from my everyday routine. So it's difficult. The next cons is unpredictability. Weather is always unpredictable. One time my production was late because of hailstorm, when like the rain with the ice. That was in Italy, and my production was late for a week because all the trains were cancelled. Well, maybe somebody lied on the production. I don't know. My idea is life is very unpredictable when you are entrepreneur, and you have to struggle with everything. You're waking up, and you have no idea what day gonna brings you, how much you're gonna sell, and what exactly bring you the new clients. And every day you have to try everything. And actually, this is my next cons: decision fatigue. I can describe it as sometimes I'm so tired of making decisions, so I avoid some opportunities or collaborations, or I just want to skip a day because I'm so tired. And I'm the only one person who works in my brand, so I do actually everything. I did a website. Yes, I used Shopify, but anyway, I did it by myself. All the structure, all the logistic, I do by myself. I do a budget. I do design, of course. Well, yes, I'm part of the social media. I have one person who helps me with Instagram, but I'm an art director, so I'm telling this person what to do. Also, I do like a design for my website. I do photography as well, in the fashion design, of course, like in a graphic design. So I do almost everything, and I have to make like tons of decisions every day. And this is actually so exhausting. And I do remember a few years ago, some person were complaining to me. They really tired of making decisions. And I was like, ha 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 ha, that's so funny. I do not believe you. And some of that people were complaining too much. And as an adult person, you have to be able to make decisions in your life. It's just your responsibility. Just if you want to be a happy and mentally healthy person, you have to make a decision. But sometimes I think I'm making too much of them, and I'm trying to track the result of my decisions, all of them together. And sometimes I'm just not able to do anything else. I mean, I can choose a restaurant to have a dinner, or I'm canceling the collaboration for my bread with somebody. And of course, I spend days procrastinating answering emails regarding to my brand or myself. I'm actually so ashamed of that. When I was just like a fashion designer or like a photographer and freelancing, I was like, what the person is fucking do ignoring me? What is this business founder doing? And now I know this person is just watching in the ceiling or in the wall and trying to avoid this life, this world, and trying to have a rest from everything. And every new person who want to collaborate with me when it's happening, oh, I'm so happy that people I really want to work with me, want to collaborate with me. And the second is, what do you want me to do? I want to do nothing. I do everything. And now I have to write an email, go to have a drink, like prepare something, and control everything, control all the collaboration to look good. And the next, unstable and low income. Yes, it's very unstable and sometimes very low. And I think it's actually kind of okay. Well, I do not have a main job, like a full-time job right now. And I actually want to have part-time job. That would be awesome to have a part-time job where I can do just what other person wants me to do. I'm talking about design here, and that's it. I do not think that Switzerland is a place where I would easily find this type of job because there are many people who are looking for the same. But that would be actually so nice for me to help somebody to earn some money. I'm very open for part-time work or freelance right now because I just want more financial stability. And I am actually very open to the idea to do some design or project and other person would tell me what to do and control does this design match their aesthetic and brand identity. I would be so relieved. And after 6 counts, I think ready to have 7 pros, 7 positive things about having a fashion brand. So the first very positive one, and I think that's why I actually still able to do what I really do without like a nice proper income. I have a feeling that I create something great. Every day I have a feeling that I'm bringing something personal in the world. When I used to work in an office, I always have this dream inside me to build my fashion brand. So I always knew that I wouldn't work in some office forever. I'm gonna talk about myself. When the people enjoy my design, that's the best thing that could happen to me, I guess. I'm actually very young and a lot of beautiful things may happen to me in my life. But I think when people actually buy my designs, trust my brand, and this is so huge. This is so cool. And my brand is the part of the world. And this is amazing. And the next pros is future prospects. Now my brand is very small. I do not have like a stable income, but maybe in the future I would. And I have many opportunities to do that. I actually might work very hard and have a lot of luck, and I might build a very good brand. I would not be able to do that if I would work in an office. I would always be just an employee, and now I'm a founder, and I could build whatever I want, or actually whatever I'm able to build. And this is a very nice challenge to understand what are you able to, and that brings you the understanding of yourself. Sometimes it might be disappointing. Sometimes I'm very disappointed. We were talking about marketing, and I was very disappointed to understand that I'm not talented at everything and I'm not able to do the marketing just from like this. It took me time to understand that, but the idea that I actually can manage somehow to do something, that brings me a good mood when I open my eyes at the morning. The next process, independence. I can make decisions just by my own. I do not have to ask somebody, what do you think of this logo? Or what do you think? Actually not. Actually love asking people what do they think about my designs, my logo. I love the feedback. But I don't have to ask somebody, do you approve? I am the person who give me an approval for everything. That's amazing, and I love that. Even in the everyday routine, I'm very flexible. Sometimes I need to work like 7 days a week. Sometimes I have to work without vacation. Sometimes on vacation I have to film something or bring the suitcase full of my brand clothes just to have a shooting. Sometimes I'm not happy with the plans that I did for myself, and that's okay. But sometimes I'm very happy because I can wake up at 1 p.m. and nobody even noticed. The next is networking, and this is actually my favorite, because when I arrived to Switzerland, I was nobody. I couldn't find a job. People wouldn't care what I think about that, or would I attend their event. I was nobody, zero on the streets. And now I do not think that I'm like very, very much more than zero, but I've met some people, made a few friends, and some of them because of my brand, and that was so amazing. My favorite part that people is not like a random people. I have very much in common with these people, and I'm very happy to see them. And I do not think that office job could bring you that. I'm very glad that I met you. If you're my client or my friend in Switzerland, and if you know about my brand, if you're following my brand, I'm so happy and I'm so proud that I made it through my brand. And the next one is high energy from success. I'm not talking about energy in a spiritual way, sorry. I'm talking about energy that you have after the success. I guess because you have like a high level of responsibility, high level of stress, and then you have this huge relief and huge feeling of success, and that's amazing. And that feeling could drive you for a very long time. Actually, that feeling must drive you because nothing else would. And that feeling is only one thing that you must rely on. You need to have like a very huge amount of belief, because you would have nothing except the belief and this recall of success that you had maybe a month ago, maybe a few months ago. I'm still driving by the idea how people loved coats that I've made this last winter. I've made a few coats that was 100% wool, very amazing coats. And to be honest, I wasn't like very sure about would be these coats successful or not, but they were, and I sell 100% of them, and this is so amazing that I'm still thinking that I'm able to do something in this life just because I sell 100% of them. The next one is self-realization. I think it's pretty clear when we are talking about self-realization as a fashion designer and business founder, and I think it's very good to bring new ideas to life. No need to be explained. But I would love to mention in self-realization that actually when I wanted to have a business, I wanted, and that might sound weird, but I wanted to have a bit of a drama in my life. And your business is a good place to have a drama, because you need to be angry. I do not mean like yell at people or be aggressive, rude. No, I mean angry, full of energy. And this is actually so cool, because I think in our lives we have lack of opportunity to bring in our lives what we exactly want to bring. And actually that is matching with my last 7 pros, and this is control over your life. this is very good to have some kind of control in your life, and business is not for everybody. I know that some people desire to have a kids, decor their houses, to do some sport. They really have a lot of pleasure of changing their body through the sport and see how they could control their appearance, their bodies. I do not have that much pleasure doing sports. For me, well, I always wanted to challenge myself in business. Maybe I would suffer a lot from that ambition, but I really need to see how that would go. Better to do that and fail than to never do that. Well, I would understand just more about life and myself, and well, why not? I'm open to understand negative things about me. Yes, I think this is the full list of my cons and pros about the entrepreneurship. In the end, I would say that everything that I mentioned today, I've heard from other people who I asked before I started my business or as a business founder, what you could tell me. And people telling me kind of the same as I were telling you now. But I was like, I'll do it anyway. So my final point is gonna be deeply inside every person really do whatever they want to do, and they actually understood when they're ready, when they're not. If you recognize yourself or want to discuss any situation that I've mentioned, I'm so open. Thank you for watching. I gonna finish this day making the bags for new spring summer collection. I was very scared to do this video, so I told myself that if I would make it, spending the rest of the day just sewing, working on the sewing machine and making my bags. Thank you again. Wish you a good day. And I also want to say sorry about the video quality. I wanted to make a high resolution video, but in the end I almost started crying about the weather sucks. Just enjoy that video exists. Как меня все бесит сегодня, просто очень сильно. So hi, my name is Ada, and